Welcome back, everybody. An unrelenting heat wave continuing to scorch the Pacific Northwest area right now.
Tuesday saw record high temperatures in Seattle and Olympia, Washington.
Meteorologist Scott Withers is in Seattle now with the latest. Hey, Scott, how's it going?
Yeah, good morning, Alex. We're here at Pike's Place Farmers Market. This is that famous place where they toss the fish. Well, they're using extra ice back there to keep those fish cooled because of the heat wave. And it's not just here. All across Seattle, there is a surge in demand for ice because the temperatures are in the 90s, and there's not a lot of air conditioning here in this city. To the south of us, in Oregon, in Portland, the temperature's over 100. There's now 2 heat-related deaths in that state. And the National Weather Service is saying this heat wave, well, it's going to last longer than expected all the way through the weekend, and it's going to be hotter than they had forecast. The sun bearing down on Seattle's Pike Place Farmers Market, pushing up the temperatures as tourists and residents look for some relief from the heat wave.
I remember summer being 2 weeks at the end of August.
Serena Williams is a nanny. Her apartment, like most homes here, doesn't have air conditioning, so she improvises.
I know this sounds janky or whatever. You put a bowl of ice in front of a fan, or you put a wet t-shirt on and you sit in front of a fan, or, unfortunately it's what low-income people have to do, I guess.
City and King County leaders opening cooling centers for the vulnerable senior citizens and the homeless.
Don't get a lot of extreme colds or extreme heats. So more than 2/3 of our homes have no central air. So it's when it becomes hot, there are very limited options for people to get out of the heat. It's just not something this region has the infrastructure to support.
Only 44% of homes here have AC. In Portland, Oregon, where it's even hotter, about 80% of homes there have cooling systems, which is much less than the national average. Summer campers in Portland are playing in the shade and drinking extra water, as many cities in the state set new high temperature records in the triple digits.
We knew that the heat was coming, and we did plan for it. We've got plenty of water on hand. We double-checked the shade in terms of the park area and where the shady spots are.
The National Weather Service increased and extended the extreme heat warnings for a large part of the Pacific Northwest. Landscapers in Portland will be outside working in near or above 100-degree temperatures all through the weekend.
Committing to making sure we've got, water in everybody's hands.
And road crews will feel the mid-90-degree heat in Seattle now through Saturday. This is the second heat wave to grip the region all year. Last summer, 800 people in Washington state, Oregon, and British Columbia, Canada died during a heat wave. The heat is causing air quality issues. Ozone alerts have been issued for areas all around Seattle's Puget Sound. The National Weather Service has looked at the historical heat data for Seattle dating back all the way to 1945. They found 246 days in that time have been over 90 degrees. And Alex, 100 of those days have been in the last 2 decades. So this part of the country, this region, the climate is changing. They're getting more heat days during the summer, but residents say that's still not enough to put out all of the money to include air conditioning in their houses or apartments.
So, Scott, when it comes to the cooling aspect, do they ever cool down at all? I mean, we know that it gets really, really hot during the middle of the day, but what about at nighttime?
Okay, so it does cool down at nighttime. It's, 4:30 in the morning right now. It's about 70 degrees here. But it doesn't start cooling down really until about 1 a.m.
Oh.
That's when it gets below that 70-degree mark, because your body needs to be below 70 so you can, it can recoup all of the damage from the day before. The problem is 1 a.m. to about 7 a.m. is when it starts cooling down, and then it starts picking back up. So there's not a lot of time there for it to be below that 70 degrees. So we're talking about a 30-degree swing pretty quickly.